Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Mortensen, and I am from PediaVision, and I'm here to talk to you today about the automated objective vision screening in your pediatric practice. There's a high prevalence of vision issues in society today, and if you look at the Center of Disease Control stats, that say that the single most prevalent disabling condition among children is blindness and vision impairment. The American Association of Supervision and Curriculum Development also indicates that vision issues are a great predictor of academic success and has no prevalence based on race or socioeconomic status. So how prevalent are vision issues today? Right now with amblyopia, which is misalignment of the eyes for small children, it's 3 to 5% in the general population. Myopia is known to soar to as much as 20% in school-age children from 6 to 18 years of age. And when you look at that statistic in schools, it's 1 in 4 children actually have a vision issue. We also found out that 70% of children diagnosed with a learning disability have a vision issue, and 80% of juvenile delinquents have a vision issue. Over 90% of the visual impairment that you see among children 12 to 19 years is due to uncorrected refractive error. What we've learned from looking at those statistics is there's a big black hole of vision issues in our youth today. And when we look at the deeper down in the statistics, we find that less than 15% of preschool children actually receive a vision exam, and 22% of preschool children only receive a vision screening. So there's a large amount, just under 80%, that don't even get screened these days. The scary part is, of all the children in the 9 to 15-year-old age category, only 10% of those that need glasses actually have those glasses. So what are the consequences by not providing care to children and getting them the need for their vision? The failure to detect and treat those orders affects, among other things, issues such as child development, learning performance, academic achievement, self-esteem, social emotional behavior, high school dropout rates, and juvenile delinquency. When we look at the schools and equipping children to learn, we find that vision is the #1 most priority in schools. The criteria for addressing that priority is prevalence. We just mentioned that 1 out of 4 school-age children have a vision issue. We talk about evidence, the evidence that if you do get a child care, that they will be equipped and be able to learn and improve their performance. And finally, feasibility. If you implement a proven or promising screening program, you'll be able to move things along in the schools and help these kids get educated. So when we look at the results as a whole, we find out that the current standard of care seems to be somewhat ineffective. It yields the current statistics. The primary tool being used in the market today is a 149-year-old chart. It's also subjective, time-consuming. It's very inconsistent from one user to the next or one operator of the chart to the next. If your practice has multiple locations and you're all using the same chart, it's a different person administering that, so consistency of care can vary from office to office. It does lack definitive results. It's also not viable for pre-verbal and preschool children. And finally, it requires manual record keeping, and when we look at the swiftness of how offices need to move today, moving to technology and electronic health records is very important. So what do the medical associations say about vision screening? Your association here today, American Academy of Pediatrics, they suggest that vision screening should be performed for a child at the earliest age that is practical. The American Academy of Ophthalmology suggests that children should be screened every 1 to 2 years from ages 3 to 19. So when you break down the groups and the importance of screening, when you look at the pre-verbal and preschool children that you're screening from 6 months of age to 3 years, we're looking to address amblyopic precursors, which is high hyperopia, it's misalignment of the eyes, and a variance in power between one eye to the next. And as we expand into older ages, we want to screen and make sure for school readiness that the children are equipped to learn when they start kindergarten. As they get older and into adolescence, that's when a lot of the vision issues start to emanate, and they need to get glasses to learn at those ages. And when they go through their changes of life in adolescence, that's when the eyes change a lot, so regular screening at those ages is very important. And finally, in high school, when you are sending children out, they're going to start their time in the workforce. They're going to be operating motor vehicles, and the element of responsibility is very high, and it's really important to make sure that they can see. And if you're a parent of a teenager and you hand them the keys to your car, it'd be very nice to know that they can see very well. So what should vision screening be? First of all, it needs to be easy to implement. It should fit with all types of practices, require minimal training, and should be effective for all ages from 6 months to adult. Should provide consistent, objective results, so all users in your practice that perform the screening can get consistent results on the same patient if they screen the same patient simultaneously, but through all patients you have the same mechanism for tilting who needs care and who doesn't. And being able to deploy vision screening through all your practice locations using technology can help expand into consistency. Also high value for parents. When you look at the age of parents these days, most of these parents grew up with technology and they expect to see instant results when they go out to their medical professionals and learn more about their children's health. The results need to be meaningful for them, and it needs to encourage follow-up care to the eye care specialists. Finally, in a pediatric practice, you're there as a business and you need to generate revenue. What vision screening can do, if it's performed automatically, it can be provided and generate income within the current patient load. It can be done without increasing staff, and it shouldn't upset practice flow. I'd like to introduce today a new product called Spot Vision Screening from our company PediaVision. It's a new class of vision screening technology. It's engineered for today's vision screening market. It's customized for a large production of product, optimal performance and durability, has solid ergonomics, easy to hold in your hand, complete embedded operating system on the device, so there's no tethering to any other products, efficient size and speed, and very portable, so you can carry it from exam room to exam room. And it's got Wi-Fi connectivity, so you can connect to your electronic health records or to network print within your office. It's very easy to use. Simply you will enter the patient information on the screen, or it can be pre-entered prior to the screen. You can preload all your patients into the device, or you can preload a week load or a day load of patients within the device, so you can just do a quick search and select the patient. Then from there you can begin the screening. The screening capture time takes less than 1 second. We have an indication to create the device. It's a very intuitive device for the user. When it's anybody in your practice can use it, and it can guide you either whether you're too far or too close from the patient, and it'll let you know when you need to hold the camera still. When we talk about the capture of the device, the front end lights up very nicely to capture the child's attention, as well as providing sounds to capture their attention as well, and that the lights aren't continuous, so they're not locked in on a certain light. It helps just create a soft, unaccommodated view. On the back end, when the screening is complete, you get results immediately. They come right out on the screening device on the screen, and you can consult the parents from the screen. You can also select print and print an 8.5 by 11 sheet that gives all the data, lets you know the full refractive measurements, lets you know the alignment of the eye, and also lets you know the severity of the issues. So you can look at a glance and know if there's a severity that's really out of whack that you need to send the child immediately, or if it's right on the edge and you can consult them whether it's viable to rescreen at a later date instead of send them on for care. What does the device screen for? Myopia nearsighted, hyperopia farsighted, and astigmatism, those are refractive errors, also amblyopic precursors, and pupil abnormalities. The device is set up on an age-based referral criteria, so when you screen a pre-verbal child or 6-month-old child, you're screening for different indicators than you are if you're screening for an older child. So we have a floating threshold. So for instance, an astigmatism reading for a 6-month-old may show a pass, but that same number for an adult may show a refer. So we're trying to fit with the development of the child's eyes when we make the selections on who's in range and who's out of range for the screening. The Spot Vision Screener was developed over 3 years of deep research and development, and it's got a patent pending technology for the optics. We got wide specifications for reading the widest of vision issues. It's very accurate in determining children that are very much out of range, and we found great success with the product in its early release. Behind the optics and all that is how does it fit within the practice flow. With the Wi-Fi and electronic health records, we've got some very simplified ways to connect to you and make it very easy to manage your vision screening within the practice. So what are people saying about Spot in the marketplace? This is a life-changing and industry-changing new technology. It measures the eyes faster, and we will be able to expand our ages screening younger and older children in our practice. Up until now, it's been difficult to screen young children because they don't maintain eye contact long enough, and it was difficult to get reliable readings either through other automated devices or through charts. From an ophthalmologist, this is the beauty of the new Spot device is we can screen any age group because it doesn't require a patient to participate. With preverbal children or those with handicaps, the eye chart doesn't work because children can't talk. But with Spot Vision, we can screen them for a multitude of potential problems, which is a great help. Any questions?